So this bleed out just absolutely continues. They are relentless. The pain and suffering hasn't stopped yet, especially for the altcoin traders. If you're trading BTC, well, you're relatively flat at the moment. So is it time to sell altcoins? What is the plan here? What am I doing? So today I'm going to give you a couple of guides here on how we're going to deal with this. We've got some big levels lower down on some of these altcoins, and we've got some resistance zones higher up for us as well, where we could maybe be looking to exit if we are trading. Maybe it's a move you want to guys want to be considering as well. So we're going to look at core, we're going to look at injective, I'm looking at Sol, ETH, I'm looking at 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 winners here. So stick around, guys. We've got a lot to talk about here. Let's get right into this. And don't forget, if you are enjoying the bear market, no, I'm joking. If you are enjoying the content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and hit that bell for us now. Uncle Ray, the likes bouncer, is in the back. And we've got a giveaway for you guys as well, but we've got to hit the right amount of likes. I'm going to talk to you guys about that shortly. Okay, Banter Bubbles, another day of red, another day of pain. 9 Breaker says his shorts are printing. I'm sure your shorts are printing. Look at this disaster here. We got 𝗏𝗏𝗏 10%, TON 10%, Aptos 10%. Basically, it looks like the run-of-the-mill move here is about 10% down. XRP, the euro of yesterday, is finally minus 6% down. And didn't I call that yesterday? I said XRP being green and the market is red could be an even more bearish sign for us. And what did they do? They came in the dead of the night and they wasted us, and they sent us back to hell. So across the board here, we got a 10% dip on most of the alts. I was looking earlier today. It looks like from the highs now, we're about 60 to 70% down on average on a lot of these altcoins. Is there more pain? Well, yes, potentially there is. We're going to deal with these next levels. So firstly, let's just look at BTC. What has just gone down? And they've hit our massive zone that we marked out yesterday, 64.5. We had a beautiful bounce off that. We were feeling very bullish there after that bounce. And what did they do? They came straight back to disappoint us one more time, and they've bled us back. So what am I watching now? 64,500 for me. This has got to be our area. You can see this wick low that we've just pinged here, 64,250. This is the low now for the day that I'm watching. Let's see how that's going to play out. Then a little bit lower down, we can't now ignore the next big dog. This is 63,350. This is the next potential reaction zone. The same way we've just seen above. Yesterday, we saw that nice little dip into the 64.5 and that nice push up. I'm expecting if we do dip a little bit lower here, 63,350 could give the scalpers something to work with. So if you're looking for a Bitcoin scalp or something along those lines, it's either right here at this potential reaction zone or it's a little bit lower down at the 63,350. Could give us a little move there. So I'm watching that one closely. And then upside, we got to pay attention to 65K. Look at this nice little horizontal here, and we're not going to get excited until we start breaking that and start holding that area. So right now for me, 65K is the upside target at an absolute push. If suddenly the bulls arrive out of nowhere, 65,800, that is what you're going to be watching. So this is the mapped out plan now for me for the next, say, 12, 24 hours. This is what I'm going to be watching closely. We're going to see how this is going to play out. Mike Blake says all this fake liquidity chasing volume around on shitcoins needs flush. Mike, you know what? These shitcoin traders have been abused. These shitcoin traders have been absolutely hurt here. And at some point, we deserve some kind of dead cat bounce here. And hopefully a substantial one, because we've seen there are indications still that we are going to get some kind of reversal. I'm going to show you some more of these shortly. And let's just look at what is going on here. So yesterday, we saw the ETF flows were negative for $145 million. Okay, that is adding to a little bit of the pain out there. It's not the only reason, but that is creating some sort of pain. And we know that when the alts are bleeding and Bitcoin is bleeding as well, the damage is always substantially worse. And we like to see a nice flat BTC or slightly drifting higher for these altcoins to start balancing out. But right now, the pain is on the table. And as long as we're chasing these lower levels on BTC, we need to be watching these lower zones on some of the alts. And how's this? I mean, this guy keeps cropping up in my Twitter feed. And I had to drop him again today for the second time, because look at this guy. Look how he's looking at you. And we're saying the sellers are getting exhausted, but look at the sellers. They are built runners, and these guys are relentless at the moment. And that is exactly how I'm feeling. So we can't even bullhorn this thing at the moment. We'll go inverse bullhorn. Pretend that's an inverse bullhorn, because at some point this dude is going to get a little bit tired. He's going to trip over his laces, and then we're going to have a nice little relief rally. But in the meantime, DJ News is reporting another set of $420 million in crypto liquidations in the past 24 hours. The minute we think things are moving up nicely and we get a slightly bullish, these guys are coming back, and they're coming back hard, and they're coming to slap us around. But remember, at some point this ends and we get into a nice little run. I did enjoy this tweet earlier from 𝗬𝗢𝗓𝗕. He said crypto AI versus equities AI, LMAO. Look at this thing. On the left-hand side is Fetch as an example. The current Fetch chart, it says the Fetch AI US dollar 1 week, and then NVIDIA 1 week. Now, I mean, who would have thought? And, quick gains like that, but complete opposites. At some point, we're going to see some kind of balance here and some kind of reversal on these things. But it is actually ridiculous what is going on with the current S&P situation. And that little long of mine that I opened is starting to print now on Prime XBT. So the S&P relentless, and you'll be forgiven for being slightly confused as to why crypto is falling over, but the S&P is absolutely ripping. I was saying, if we were in the middle of 2021 now, the S&P would be ripping, and Bitcoin and everything would be pumping. So, right now these things are totally decoupling, and while these things fall over and settle. So the S&P is clearly the place to be at the moment. And this little short, long that I opened on the S&P yesterday, that little extra one on the breakout, it's a small position, but this thing is still starting to churn higher. So if you want to trade the S&P with me, you can do that on Prime XBT. There is a link in the description that you can jump on. There's a sign-up bonus as well. And then don't forget, you can also trade crypto as well on their secondary platform. So both of these are available. You just send crypto there, you convert it, and then you can trade the S&P. So having a bit of fun here for now, as long as this thing continues up. My target that I'm looking at for the S&P is still 5,600. That's a 1.618 fib, and I think that's a nice little reasonable target here for us. Nice little reasonable area. I see Kevin Bacon, my NVIDIA calls are printing. Look, these things are absolutely ripping at the moment. And Tony says, look, this flush is healthy for the market. Guys, I mean, but when does the flush end? Tony, bro, we like 65% down from March highs. I mean, we've technically been in an altcoin bear market for so long, and this flush is healthy for the market. It's felt like quite a long flush at the moment there, Tony. I'm feeling a bit of heat here. Pickle says love show, and Luna Classic says okay, Domingo, I'll remember. Obviously some other conversation going on in there. What I wanted to share with you guys here was a nice little message, nice little tweet that I saw today floating around, and I thought it's quite relevant now that you guys read this. So Heart says, Heart-Arium, if you've been sidelined, believe this is a good opportunity to scale into high conviction tokens. Okay, cool. If you're fully invested, just survive. Hold your spot position. Do not capitulate. Someone once said liquidations are a forced transfer of wealth from traders who need leverage to wealthy spot buyers. Okay, I was enjoying retirement from social media. Anyway, long story, they're back. But just the important line they're saying, liquidations are forced transfer of wealth from traders who need leverage to wealthy spot buyers. And, they keep putting us under pressure like this. And we've seen this movie play out so many times in the market. They put you under pressure, and then you eventually capitulate. And what happens the next day? They send it up and your bags are gone. So one of the questions I was asking today is, should we be selling our alt bags? So number one, if you are holding spot, you've ridden this thing down all the way. Do not capitulate now. This is where you really need to have balls of steel now. You need to hold on these areas. I'm going to show you some big zones that you can watch. I'm going to show you some areas, but a lot of the damage has been done. If you've been holding longs from, say, spot longs from, say, March this year, where you've bought the top, you are so low down now. You are 65, 70% down now. Now is not the time to capitulate. Maybe rebalance your portfolio and stuff like that, and we can help you in Sniper Club with that. We do sessions along those lines as well. But now I don't think is the time to capitulate. If you are a leverage trader, that's another discussion, because if we get any bounces here in the market, this could be an opportunity to really tighten up stops, take profits at nice solid areas as well, and things like that. So really, you need a nice balance on how you're going to play this game. But spot traders, for me, you've ridden this thing down all this way. That's the last time you want to do. The last thing you want to do now is capitulate at DCA levels where other guys are busy buying at these areas. And then I just found this cool. This was the president of 𝗨𝗚 on surviving the Bitcoin bear market. Remember, this guy bought the top. He bought Bitcoin at like 42K, and that thing dumped to say 20 or whatever it was. But he says, stop looking at the graph. Enjoy life. If you invested in BTC, its value will immensely grow. My accent's really bad, but I mean, the man's got a good point. This guy had balls of steel. He bought the top of the market at the time, and everybody laughed at him. And now he's cooking. Now he is styling. So just hang in there, guys. Just hang in there. And I see who said retirement postponed. Marco says retirement's postponed. Guys, just hang in there. We all feeling the burn. We all feeling the pain. And remember, it takes one guard candle. This thing pumps, and we are back in business, and everyone is smiling again. So just hang in there. Liquidation heat map, interesting. We've taken out a lot of the liquidity lower down, and the more I look at this, the more interesting it looks a little bit higher up. So we're looking at about 67, 67.5, this sort of region here on this coin glass liquidation heat map at the moment. So just an interesting level. You can see we've taken out the lows. 64K is a hot zone for us, but looks a lot juicier here for the market makers higher up. And I touched on this one yesterday, and I'm going to remind you guys once again, we have seen many instances where this 12-hour RSI is completely oversold in these regions, and we've seen some massive moves and some big bounces out of these areas. Now is not the time to be capitulating. This is where you need to be looking for buys. You need to be looking for DCA zones, and we could easily go another level down. That is definitely on the table, but these things are telling us that we are so close to some kind of reversal here, and you are nearly at the finish line of the marathon. You don't want to now trip over your laces here right at the finish line before these things start reversing. Remember, when these candles turn green again, we can always make rational decisions when they start pushing higher and we get to resistance zones. Then we can start making rational moves here and planning exit strategies if you want to exit. But right now, hang in there. Looks like we are going to get some kind of reversal here, and it could take another few days. There could be one more wick down, but it's coming. So spot traders, just hang tight at the moment. So that is the RSI 12-hour. Okay, let's get into the current BTC daily situation. So here's a big picture now, and I've mapped out a couple more levels. And I thought when we start looking at these areas like this, now we got to zoom out. And when we're feeling super bearish, let's highlight a couple of levels lower down that maybe we've ignored for now, and maybe we just need to consider and just add to our current situation. So here's BTC on the daily, and right now you can see we are still sitting pretty. We are in our 64,500 bounce area at the moment, and things are holding so far so good. But if this pattern that I gave you guys last week is going to play out, we had our pump, we had our rejection, are we going to get our pump again, and then are we going to get our next rejection? So that is kind of what I'm watching at the moment currently on BTC on the daily time frame. So for me, until we break this bearish downtrend here, we can't get super bullish, and we've got a big resistance band here ahead of us, 66,500. That is a big zone now. You can see it's the 100-day moving average, it's the 50-day moving average, and it's the trend. So if we are going to push up here, let's not get too bullish, let's not get too euphoric until we start blowing this major resistance zone. So number one, we really need to pop that area, then we can start having bull discussions again. But until that happens, any pumps here, and I'm talking about corresponding altcoins as well that might tie in with any pushes here for BTC, we really just need to start being measured here. If we get a pump now of BTC, let's raise those stops on some of those long positions that we are sitting in, and let's start taking TPs at nice solid resistance bands. So right now, BTC on the daily, 66,500 for me. That is a TP zone. That's a big potential rejection zone that we could be watching as well. And then a little bit lower down, let's look at 62,500. This is our 618 fib pool, and then I've got our range lows, 60,200, another big area. And then let's not forget our big friend, the 200-day moving average has slowly been creeping up over the last couple of weeks. And here he is now sitting ready and waiting. Look at this little wick that we've got here at the previous dump in May. This was our 56K level. And now the 200-day has come up and he's saying, come to me. He's waiting here for you guys. So let's watch this area, 56,600. Keep your eyes on that level. If they do come and ping us, that 200-day is definitely going to give us some kind of reaction there, especially on the first touch. So look out for that one. I see Pickle says, can we please chart 𝗓𝗓? Yes, I got stopped out of my 𝗓𝗓 position yesterday. That one dipped a little bit lower if I've got time here. And I think we can do 𝗓𝗓 here for you guys. I see Fahad says, Lido trying to break the 50-day. Now, Lido is an interesting one as well. Do I have that chart? Yes, I do have Lido for you guys. That thing is very volatile at the moment. We're going to look at that one. And Alan wants some gummy. Let's take a look at some gummy here from Alan as well. Okay, right. Here's Rec Capital. This is an interesting tweet, and this ties in with my daily Bitcoin chart that I was showing you guys now. And he's saying when Bitcoin forms clusters of price action near the range high resistance at 71,600, these proceed downside into lower levels of the range. Okay, so he's basically saying here, don't be surprised if we do get a little push lower to the 60,500 level. And that ties in here with this chart here, the lows at 60,500. But remember, when we ping the 6,500, then suddenly we start looking for wicks to that 200-day MA. So let's not take that off the table. But that is the current situation. We need to be aware of that. And the reason you might have noticed your altcoins are holding well at the moment is this current dominance rejection on the 12-hour. So yesterday when we had that massive dump, you would have noticed dominance broke trend. It really fired up the alt dump, and it accelerated some of that move down. But now we're getting a little rejection here on dominance, and that is why some of your alts now have held their levels better than BTC did, like ETH, for example, and Solana. And now with this dominance is rejecting. So things are looking interesting here for the alts. Let's see what happens when dominance just pings us a little bit lower here at 55.7. Let's see if we get a bounce here on dominance, then we could be in for a little bit more pain. So we're going to watch that one carefully. Nicholas wants some ENS. Yeah, another ETH play. And remember, there is still a little bit of interest here in ETH at the moment. This ETH narrative is not going to go away. This ETF goes live early July. There's speculation that the Grayscale guys are going to sell their ETH, and maybe that's going to bring some negative price action to ETH. But there's also speculation that there's going to be a trade into this ETF. So that's why we've noticed things like Lido doing well. ENS has had some decent strength as well. And ETH has been holding really well considering the bearishness in the market. So that is still a play there for us. And I want to do a giveaway here for you guys. So Ray, I'm doing a giveaway. There he is. There's Head of Likes. Guys, who wants to get into the Sniper Club for 1 month free? Okay. And for those of you that don't know what the Sniper Club is, well, it's basically me and Sheldon, the entire Sniper team. We've got a gun researcher in there. I've got a big meme coin trader in there, dropping alpha for you guys. It's all happening in the Sniper Club. All these charts that you see that I do every single day are available in the Sniper Club. I update 20 to 30 charts daily for you guys. I give you market updates. I sit in the chats. We interact. We do private Zoom sessions, all these types of things. If you want a free month of Sniper Club, what you need to do is fire up these chats right now. Make sure Ray is getting the likeage that he wants. Ray, just set your like target here. Let's get some likes. Give us a number here.
400 more likes.
400 more likes. 400. Okay. And then Ray is going to select 3 lucky winners out of the chats. But guys, we need to fire up those likes. Okay, let's get it going, and let us know in the chats why you want to be in Sniper Club and who wants to be in Sniper Club the most. Let's see. Ray's going to look through those chats, and we're going to give away 3 Sniper Club 1 month subscriptions here for you guys. Okay, let's see. Ray, just keep notes there. Let's see who it is. You got to pick out those names that you want, Ray, and then we're going to give them an address that they can email. And we're going to, Ray, just screenshot the names for me. Okay, once you've chosen them. Okay, let's keep going here. Keep going, Ray. Keep going, Ray. Fire it up. Fire it up. Okay, let's get into some of these alts. Let's see where we are. So this is the total 3 market cap. This is the altcoin market excluding ETH. It's excluding BTC. This gives us, wouldn't you love to see the actual chart? And this gives us an impression of what's going on with these altcoins excluding the biggest players. So right now, total 3 is hanging by an absolute thread here. And you can see it's fighting the 382 fib and it's fighting the 200-day MA here on the weekly. So things are looking, they're looking pretty tight at the moment. It's basically in a must bounce area here for us to remain bullish. So what am I looking for? I am looking for an accelerated move up here, and anything like that, for example, could be a nice little play here for us. So we're watching this one closely. This is a major support now for the total 3, that 200-day MA and 382. I'd love to see that getting reclaimed here at 595. So let's keep our eyes on that one. And if we do start losing that area, we know we're going to get a deep burn on these altcoins. So if we do start that push down into this region, that's going to tell us that the alts that I'm going to show you now, plus the alts that you are looking at the moment, are going to drop to their next potential levels here, and the cascading could potentially begin. So we need to just exercise a little bit of caution. Right, let's go ETH at the moment. And I would say it's fair to say that ETH has held a lot better than BTC currently, and especially in the last couple of days. And this is definitely this ETF narrative that is now playing on people at the moment. And right now, your major support for ETH that you are watching, nice little horizontal that we got here, 3,350. We pinged that now yesterday. And look, we're holding this region for now. And if we do zoom in a little bit, I've got a hot zone here for you guys that we really want to reclaim. And if we can reclaim this area nicely, then we can start looking a little bit more bullish on ETH. So right here, you can see I've got the 50-day MA, I've got the 100-day MA as well, and 3,400. That's a level. Let's make sure we find decent support here, 3,400, and then we can start looking at this March a little bit higher up. And just to trend, we just want to get to this trend, and we can deal with it again at about 3.5. So let's see how we go there. So right now, let's reclaim that 50-day MA. Let's reclaim the 100-day. But for now, as long as BTC is holding its current levels, and let's just confirm where BTC is quickly. As long as we're holding 64,500, maybe at a quick push to the 63,350, we should see ETH hold this 3,350 level. So that is what I'm banking on at the moment for ETH. And we can see that in that current dominance move dropping now at the moment. And they are trying to help some of these altcoins. So let's watch ETH here, 3,350. And let's see, Ray, are the likes coming in here? Have we hit our targets yet?
We haven't reached the target yet. We have not reached the target.
Okay, guys, keep going. I want to give away Sniper Club memberships here. Come on, guys, let's keep going.
We need 265 more likes.
Okay, 265. Come, we can do that. Okay, here is Rune at the moment, and I showed you this bearish head and shoulders yesterday, looking a little bit sad, and we were talking about potential areas where it could react, and we did dip lower yesterday onto this previous wick. Now, what is the strategy here? If you are sitting in a trade on Rune, I need to highlight this for you. It's 4.5. This is a huge area now for you guys. So if we do get a push up here on BTC and some of these alts start moving up, this is going to be your area, 4.5, where you really need to consider exiting your leverage trades, those type of things, or tightening up your longs and those type of things, because this is now a major weekly resistance band. So if we do get a push now on these altcoins, let's not get euphoric on all these things until we start breaking major areas. So Rune, I just want to highlight for you guys here, 4.5 major resistance zone. Now you can see this was massive weekly support, and it played out from February this year, and now we finally lost it. That tells us if we pump higher, that's most likely a rejection zone there for us. So any moves up, 4.5 has got to be a rejection zone. If we do reject there, we need to face the reality that we could be picking up Rune at 3. Is that a sell your hamster level? I'm not sure yet. I've got some guys telling me Rune might go to 2.8, 2.5. There's a whole lot of numbers, but I'm telling you from my side, it's a potential sell the hamster zone here for me at the 786. Look at this weekly band here as well, lower down. This is August 22. This was weekly resistance. I'd like to see that react there, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get a move down here. We'll get some kind of reaction here for Rune at this 3 level. So if that happens, massive DCA zone, big area here for Rune traders. If you are currently sitting in Rune, you know, you can see the size of your next move. That's another, it's another, what, 20% or maybe a little bit more that it could go. But right now, you've seen the drawdown that we've had on Rune. Is it really worth capitulating now and exiting when you have so much more, so much more upside potentially out of this thing once it does bounce? So just be careful here, and don't exit unnecessarily. These are good areas that are coming in here. DK says biggest alt season this summer. Guys, at some point, I mean, that's why I've always said I hate using this alt season phrase, because, sometimes we get disillusioned. We think this magical candle is going to come and print us for months, and it just never comes. It just never comes. So we got to stay positive, obviously. But just an alt season, what does an alt season look like? Well, I mean, we had a mini version of it with Rune, and that was this little trip here up to 7, and then we had it again from February to the March time, and that was that trip up to 11 as well. And these are just mini alt seasons. So, even a mini alt season here could be a nice little move for us. Make money, travel, enjoy says the cycle is different with alts. I feel I agree with that. Actually, this cycle is slightly different with some of these altcoins. We can see we're just getting slightly different reactions here. Okay, here's another one for you guys. Link, and this bearish head and shoulders playing out again. And look, we've got nice support here. Same story as yesterday. We saw IMX, we saw Rune, we saw AVAX. We saw a lot of these guys start losing their levels, printing that head and shoulders. Link is a little bit of a lagger, and you can see it's currently sitting on support support. What does this tell me? It tells me, yes, we could potentially get a bounce here on Link. Easy days, but bigger picture, we need to start paying attention to a little bit lower down, just in case they want to bleed us a little bit further. So if we do get a nice push out of Link, I've got some big resistance for you here on the weekly. That is at 16. So if we do get bullish here, let's not get euphoric. We've got 16. We've got major resistance here, and that could be a little gift for you guys to look for Link longs at about 11.6, somewhere in that area. That could be the potential bottom of this move here on Link. So right now, potential bounce area for Link in this current zone, 13.5, where it's sitting. And if we do get a little bleed out here, your next major zone for Link, 11.7. Now, we had this discussion once on the show. I think some guy said he was selling the wife if Link went to 8.6. I'd like to see if he's still in the chats here. And if Link does go to 8.6, is he prepared?
I remember that.
Is he prepared to pull the trigger when Link does get there? So I've highlighted these levels, guys. And again, I'm not here to scare you. I just want you to face the reality of what is going on here. We need to understand where are our levels now. And this is definitely a bounce zone for a lot of these altcoins. But we need to know if we do push up 5-6% and we reject, they could possibly be going quite a bit lower. So Link is one of them, 11.8, 8.6. That is what you're going to be watching now on the weekend. Irene says she's going to sell her husband. That sounds great as well. What else we got here? Make Money, Travel, Enjoy says, if we drop below 60K on weekly, it's not looking good, right? Well, it's not going to be feeling right. It's not going to be feeling very good. And I think the leverage traders might have changed their undies multiple times if we start losing that 60K. So that is going to hurt for sure. And 𝗬𝗏𝗚𝗏 says, there's a close-up of the beard. Day made. Come on, guys. Okay, Ray is still sifting through some of these chats and likes. Ray, just make sure you screenshot the correct names there for us, and then we're going to drop an email address there for you guys. Okay, next one I've got for you is Solana. And bigger picture, this is Sol on the weekly. Now, bigger picture, we have now lost this rising trend, but all hope is not lost here. Sol could easily reclaim this rising trend and invalidate what is potentially going on. But what I wanted to show you guys was big picture. We've lost the rising trend here on Sol. What happens if we get a push up? We can look for rejections in these areas because we might be looking at lower levels here for Sol if things are going to turn over. So on the weekly chart for Sol, your first reaction zone, your first rejection zone that I would pay attention to, 145. Look out for that 145. If we do turn bullish, look for a rejection there, look for a TP there in that region. And then a little bit higher up for you guys, I've got 158. Both of these areas are the zones where we need to look for profits here. We need a TP, we need to tighten up stops and things like that, because remember what's happened now. Twice in the last 10 days, or 3 times in the last 10 days, we've had bullish moves from CPI. We've had a bullish pump from PPR. We had a bullish move yesterday, and all of these things rejected. They pumped nicely, but they rejected hard, and they came back and they smashed everybody who was long, and they crucified everybody who wasn't using stops. So you really need to tighten up. When you do get a move, make sure you know where your lows are and make sure you start pulling up your stops here. And just to repeat these levels for you, on Sol, 148, a little bit higher, 158. These are your zones, TP zones, de-risk, race stops, those type of things. Guys, please just protect yourselves here as much as you can. Ray, how are we looking?
We are looking still short, man. Still short,
I'm
150.
going to drop email address in here. Let's just get this email address out here for you guys.
I got the names. I have the 3 people.
Okay, Ray has chosen 3 people. So who are our lucky people here? You want to give us one?
Okay. No, not without the likes. Can we get the 150 likes, please?
I mean, we've got 3 winners here, and they're not going to win anything. It's so simple, guys. It's so simple, guys.
It's really simple. It's 1,300 people here. Let's go.
Michael Jackson, just beat it.
Okay, you know what to do. Okay, I'm going to drop this email address in here. Ray has got the name, so if you are one of the winners there, we'll drop that email address there for you guys, and then you'll be able to email the guys. Okay, this is what I'm doing on Sol currently. So in between all of this drama and things like that, you can always dial in. And I'm talking for the scalpers out there and those guys looking for smaller time frame trades and things like that. And, obviously we've got our bigger picture trades. We've got all these things going on. But occasionally you can just scalp a little bit, or 15-minute candles and things like that. And I just took a little Sol trade earlier off this 382. And I'm looking at potential areas here of interest for Sol for a bounce. So what am I watching now? I'm watching Sol SOL on the 15 minutes, 134 for me, potential reaction zone here for SOL, looking for something there. And then a little bit lower down, I've got 131. And for me, for SOL, that is a 618 and the 200-day MA potential bounce area here for Solana. So I'm playing around with scalps here on CoinCatch at the moment. This is my current situation, and just a simple little scalp play there off the 382. So I'm trading on CoinCatch. You can see very similar to some of the other exchanges we're using, nice and slick, nice and smooth. And what am I looking for here? So just a reminder, if we do get a dip down, you can see what I'm watching. 131 is a nice little area for me here. It's the 200-day MA and the 618. Could be a nice little area to add to a position there, look for a potential bounce. Or if you're just a scalper, you can see what happens here. We get nice reactions off these areas, these 382s and these 618s. And I just wanted to use this as an example for you guys as to how you can go about it. Small little trades. And if you're interested in trading on CoinCatch with me, well, they've got this ridiculous offer happening at the moment. They've given you a little chart here just showing you how it all works, but it's a 30% cash back on deposits and 100% liquidation subsidy. These are people that really want you to sign up to the exchange, and you can see why. They're incentivizing you here as much as possible. So deposit some money on there, get some cash back, and get 100% liquidation subsidy. There's a link in the description here, and there's an explanation as to how this is all working for them. They explain this all very well to you, and all you need to do is go to the link in the description of the show, and you will see they are third from the top here, CoinCatch. And just take a click on there. And they are also hosting a trading competition at the moment. I got stopped out on my IOTA trade that I was trading for that competition. So I am looking for a new bigger picture trade, but I want to catch it off one of these big zones that we are waiting for. So just being a little bit patient at the moment, and while we wait for those entries. So give CoinCatch a try, 0 KYC, 30% cash back, 100% liquidation subsidy. It's all happening there. And sign up for that comp as well. And you can take part in some of that action there for them.
They're just giving away everything, huh? They just come trade over here. Come here, guys.
They're incentivizing. Look, they want their traders. They're saying to you guys, here's free money that you can trade with. And they want you guys in there. Let's see. 𝗚𝗍𝗚 Singh says, a green t-shirt makes the market green. Guys, don't you know I only like to wear black? I don't know if you guys have noticed that. Let's see. What else we got? Ray the Gatekeeper, pick me, bro. Okay, so Ray has already selected his players here, and just give me a thumbs up here, Ray. Do we have a winner yet before I get into Injective?
No, we're about 80 likes away.
Guys, like, subscribe. Let's go. We don't want to disappoint these winners. Okay, this is Injective. Now, we looked at this one yesterday, and I gave you Injective and 𝗬𝗓𝗏, but we were looking at two capitulation zones yesterday. Where could this thing have moved to? And we've now hit zone number 1 on Injective. So first step, I just want to zoom in. I just want to backtrack to where we were yesterday, and we were looking at this little range play that was, it was looking okay at where it was sitting. It was sitting at the 786 fib. And we had some support, and I said, look, potential short-term bounce here, but the real level of interest for me was 18. And in the dead of the night, they came and they dropped us, and we picked this 18 level. Now we've reacted here. So this has got to be your first marker for Injective. But what is the strategy now? So number one, I think if we get a big rejection here on any pump up, we need to start anticipating that Injective could go to some lower levels. So I just wanted to prep you guys on how you can deal with that. So number one, if we do get a push up now on Injective, your first resistance zone is 21.2. So mark that on your chart. If you are sitting in a long on Injective now, 21.2, that's got to be a TP region. This is a reaction zone for you. This is where you want to just de-risk your position a little bit. When do we turn bullish? When we reclaim this area, then we can start looking at turning a little bit more bullish on Injective. But right now, what you're seeing is a potential dead cat bounce. And we're looking for rejections, 21.2. So that is a big zone. And then your support that you're watching, 18.5. That's got to be your support marker that you want to pay attention to. We've reacted once there already. So looking decent at the moment. But then if we zoom out, what do we do? If we get a big rejection here and BTC starts sending to 60K, where are they going to take Injective? Well, my first area of interest and, something that's looking appealing to me has to be this 15 level on Injective. You can see this is trading view. I've set my alarm here as well. And for me, this is a massive area. Look at these weekly candles. There's a massive cluster here of weekly candles. So for me, I know we're going to get a reaction here. So no matter what happens, if we get a capitulation, this is where you want stink bids. This is where you're looking for buys anywhere in that region. That's a major weekly level here. So 15, put that on your charts. Spot buy, set your limit orders, do all these types of things. If it happens, it's probably going to happen very quickly, and we're looking for that to be caught there. So 15 is a big area there for you for injective. We won't even talk about if we lose that area. That's not on the table for today. I refuse to let them send us lower than that. So 15. Is it a sell your hamster level? Yeah, sell your hamster level at 15. I think that's a fair number, Ray. I don't know what it is for Celestia though. Maybe 0 for Celestia. Just kidding. Guys, who's trading Celestia? Who's trading Celestia? Will it ever do something?
Is anybody short or long on Celestia here? Tell me in the comments. Is anybody long or short? Anybody?
Vanderlei Industries says, don't count out 𝗚𝗏. Do not count out 𝗚𝗏. That thing is still a massive project in the making here. Great election narrative play as well. So definitely do not count out 𝗚𝗏. And it looks like it's running at a discount at the moment as well. So don't forget about 𝗚𝗏, guys. Okay, let's talk some meme coins and things like that. Number one is 𝗏𝗏. I love 𝗏𝗏 for a bounce play always. And, you know, a nice fast mover. When the market recovers, it always tends to do nice 𝗏𝗏 related things. So what are you watching for now? I just want to give you a reaction zone here. If you're sitting in trades now, on 𝗏𝗏, you need to know where's your resistance zone, where's your reaction area, and you know, where should I be taking profit and exiting these things. So big zone coming up ahead for you here on 𝗏𝗏. PP 0.114. Look at this area here. We've got two trends here. We've got the 50-day MA and we've got horizontals. This is a big zone. So if we do get some bullish push here from these altcoins, make sure you are TPing, make sure you are raising your stops, you are de-risking, because just like yesterday, there is a chance that if we get a push up into a nice zone like that, they're going to reject us really hard and send it lower down. So just watch that, guys. Watch that very carefully. Resistance zone 0, multiple zeros, 145 up to multiple zeros, 1145 up to multiple zeros, 116. Watch that area. And then support wise, well, you know, you can see the job is not done here with 𝗏𝗏 at the moment, and that is what's concerning me a little bit. So your support has to be today's low, zeros 965. That is your first support marker. But what do I love? Where have I set limit orders? Where have I set buy orders? For me, 𝗏𝗏, it's got to be the 618. It's got to be the 0090 level. Okay, so for me, I've preloaded limit buy orders. They're sitting there waiting. And are we going to get a flush into the zone? We'll have to wait and see. But if we do that, for me, maybe it's, I don't know if it's a sell your hamster level, but it's a level. Okay, for me, it's a 618. It's a massive 618 pool, and it's a big zone for me. So multiple zeros, 908. My buy orders are locked and loaded there for 𝗏𝗏, watching the zone very closely. Let's see if that is going to play out for us. So look out for the rejection. If we get a pullback, look for your buys, multiple zeros, 900, and then anything a little bit below that, we should get some move there. Okay, another one calling for Gummy. We'll take a look at that Gummy chart. Yeah, Ray, do we have our winners yet? Come on, I want to give away Sniper Club.
They're not liking you. We're 21 away. Well, what do you want me to do, bro?
Guys,
we're 21 short, and there's almost 1350 people here.
21 likes away. I want to give away a gift to people watching the show. Come on, let's get this done. Okay, the next one is 𝗏𝗏, and another meme coin could recover very quickly at the moment. And I just wanted to highlight for you, we are in our second potential bounce area, and I've highlighted a resistance zone and our next level lower down. So 𝗏𝗏 traders, we are on a weekly area. Well, this is the daily. We are on a big daily level here currently. You can see what's going on. We've got big horizontals in play here for us for 𝗏𝗏, 786 fib as well. And this is your reaction zone. So multiple zeros, 160. That is your support that you're watching today. You can see why it's reacting here. We've got these horizontals and the fib tied up together. So that's how we identify these reaction zones. And then a little bit lower down, gotta love the sell your hamster zone here on 𝗏𝗏. And that is multiple zeros, 127. So that is another high conviction zone for me. A little bit lower down, lots of liquidity here as well. And this 200-day MA looking good there for me. So if we do not hold this area, let's say we get a little bouncy on 𝗏𝗏, but they send us lower, that for me is going to be a big play here. That for me is a nice little long setup there for 𝗏𝗏 that I'm watching. Multiple zeros, 13. Multiple zeros, 13. Watch that one. Now, what do we do? If the market starts ripping right now and things start moving faster, what do we do with 𝗏𝗏? Well, it's very clear. Okay, these candles could get wiped out pretty quickly here, but look out just above. We've got a resistance band and we've got fibs in the way. So I want to identify just a couple of areas for you where you could get a resistance, a reaction here. So area number 1, look out, 19. Okay, that's area number 1. Area number 2, has to be 0020. So these are two big areas that you could look at now. If we do get a pump higher, that's where I'm expecting a rejection at any one of these zones, something along those lines. We could get that pretty quickly out of Floki if they are going to come and reject us. So just look out for that. You've got your main support, you've got your resistance areas that you can watch now, and the big dog for me lower down. Let's look out for that. If they're going to flush up, that's where you want your limit order set, and that's where you want the action. Okay, and I just wanted to update you guys on AI tech as well. There's a lot happening. So you guys know we have partnered with AI tech. There's a lot going on there, and they're essentially the Uber for GPUs, if that makes sense to you guys. But basically, they're building a massive machine here, and there's a lot going on. So they've now partnered with Vodafone as well, and they've got $10 million staked in the new pools. And what else have they got going on? They've got a partnership, AI Tech Pad, whitelist zone is happening. And if you scroll through their current Twitter account, you can see they're updating you guys daily as to what is happening. So don't be fooled by price action. This is a massive project. And, the price is dipping down at the moment. We're going to take a look at that now. We're going to look at that chart. But don't forget, this is a massive project happening here. When the market gets bullish again and things start flying, this thing is going to start moving. So I've highlighted your next zone for you as well. And just like we've seen on the other coins, we've all dipped down one level lower. And nothing different for AI Tech. We are now on our next level, our secondary level. So this is now another DCA zone for you guys. Look at our nice horizontal support here on the weekly. We've got a 786 as well. So this is DCA zone number 2 now, 0.11 for AI Tech. So watching this level closely at the moment. Let's see how this is going to play out. If the market bounces, we should see AI Tech start jumping off this current level as well. Okay, Ray, I'm giving these things away, bro. Let's go.
Yeah,
okay.
These three.
Who are the names? What are our names
on the screen?
Oh, did you drop them on the screen? Okay. So 𝗚𝗚𝗚𝗏, 𝗚𝗚𝗚𝗏, congratulations to you guys. Okay, you are in the Sniper Club for 1 month. We're going to hook you up, and I'm dropping. So Ray, you've taken a screenshot of their names, right? You've got it in the chat.
I typed them out. Okay, I'll take a screenshot. Okay, I got you.
So I've just dropped for you guys. Look at the chats there. I've just dropped giveaways at cryptobanter.com. 𝗚𝗚𝗚𝗏, 𝗚𝗚𝗚𝗏. Please, can you send us an email? Just announce yourselves there, and we will sort you out. You each getting a 1 month access to Sniper Club. So congratulations to you, and let's show you what it's all about now. When the market is bearish, now's the time to sharpen up your skills. Now's the time to sort things out, so that when things turn bullish, well, then you are prepared. So good timing here for you guys. If you want to join Sniper Club, the link is in the description below as well. And for those of you that are interested, come and check it out. And well done to you guys. Let's sort you out there in Sniper Club. Okay, another one that I wanted to talk about was 𝗏𝗏. Let's not forget about 𝗏𝗏. I've had this on the show a couple of times, and Rodolfo, one of our researchers, and he works with us in Sniper Club as well sometimes. And this is Rodolfo Pozo A, and he likes 𝗏𝗏. He reminded me again today. Let's not sleep on 𝗏𝗏. And if you're bullish on the BTC ecosystem, there's a whole lot happening, and 𝗏𝗏 is one of the plays that you want to be looking at. So I've charted this one for you, and it is looking a little bit juicy here on the 200-day moving average and on the 786 fib currently. So if we get a market bounce, this could be a guard mode entry here for you guys on 𝗏𝗏. Look at this 200-day MA drifting right here, 786, 200-day MA, and I've got weekly levels all in play on 𝗏𝗏. All these things are telling me this is a potential reaction zone, and you can see it's reacting on this area right now. So let's see how this goes. If we do get a push higher, again, I've got a nice little TP area for you, and a nice big weekly resistance that you can watch. So that has got to be 1.45. Watch that area there. If we do get a push higher now on 𝗏𝗏, your key support is the 200-day MA at 1.17. If we do push higher, key resistance here, 1.45 to 1.5, and then that could be a move that then sends us a little bit lower down. So watch that one closely there as well. I'm liking the look of this 𝗏𝗏, nice solid support zone that you can see right now. Let's update Ondo, and no changes yet. So I gave this entry yesterday on Ondo. I also took an Ondo long yesterday, and it's held really well considering the market and what is going on. And we've come to expect that from RWA plays like Ondo. This is now a nice strong narrative for us. So Ondo is holding our support. What you want to watch, 1.06, no changes there. And then if the market does start melting down, watch the lows of that wick from earlier today. That is 1 on the button. So these are your supports right now. It's 1 on the button and then 1.06 for Ondo. And, really nice. This thing's holding these levels. BTC's been dipping down. We could easily see something like this while we wait for a BTC little push here. So let's see how Ondo is going to play out. And then I've got another one here for you guys. 𝗚𝗚𝗏. Let's update this guy. And yesterday with Injective, I gave you guys next levels that we were looking at. And now 𝗚𝗚𝗏 has come down and pinged that area perfectly. So it was a nice hot zone that we identified. Look at that. We pinged this at 23, and now we've reclaimed the 24 level, which is the moving average. It's the 200-day moving average. So if you are scalping now, or if you're sitting in a position on 𝗚𝗚𝗏, there's a couple of things you can pay attention to. Number one, where do you take profit? Well, number one has got to be this resistance band here. This is 26.4. Look out for a move into that. And if you are now sitting in a position, what can you use as support? I would suggest anything around this 200-day moving average at 24.5. Watch that area. Let's dial in a little bit more here for you guys. We're going to look at this one the same way we looked at Solana. Let's see if we got some fibbage in the zone. Okay, didn't quite ping that 618. So what I would suggest here, support zone on 𝗚𝗚𝗏, if you are sitting in a position, 24.4, and then lower down, watch that 618. That's got to be 23.9. So both of these are potential support levels here for 𝗚𝗚𝗏 that you can watch. And then lower down, if they're going to come and retest that level, you know the drill now. And we've tested that area once, and this area should now hold for a second bounce. But after that, we need to start assessing slightly lower levels there if we are going to bleed lower down, because I don't like the look of this candle over here. This thing came up really quickly and it never came back to talk to these levels here. And if we start losing this 21, 22 region, then we're looking at potentially 16. But that is for another day. That is for another discussion. Who knows? That could be happening tomorrow, potentially there. Okay, Ray, are we sorted with our winners? Everybody happy?
Yeah. I mean, I sent you everything.
Are you happy,
should know.
Ray, are you happy?
I'm ecstatic. Let's get this thing down. Let's buy it. Let's get some positions going.
Okay, guys, let's do one more. Let's do one more here. What have I got? Let's go. Lido. Yes.
Do you have my favorite? No, you don't have my favorite.
What's your favorite, 𝗤𝗏 or 𝗚𝗏𝗏's?
𝗚𝗏𝗏.
Okay, well, we'll look at 𝗚𝗏𝗏. Okay, so Lido, we looked at this one yesterday, and this thing is relentless. The way it's pumping and dumping here, this is quite brutal. But we have noticed this thing keeps recovering really well, and it's probably related to the current ETH situation, maybe some bullish vibes here on ETH. And right now, this is sitting at resistance zone, so we didn't hold our support yesterday when we broke it. When do we turn bullish on Lido? Again, we really just want to see the 50-day MA broken. We want to see that hold for us. If we can get a support buy in there, the next time it comes back to test that 50-day MA, that could be a potential long there for you guys. So just let it reclaim this 2 level at the moment. It seems to be a big fight. And, so the safest play for me, let's break that horizontal. Then let's look for some supports there. And then we can start nibbling around and maybe we get some longage out of that situation. Okay, I'm going horse. I've been talking so much. And guys, it's been rough out there. You're not alone if you're getting punished. We're all getting slapped around. It's been very difficult leverage trading. And right now, it's time to take a step back, cool down. And when things fire up again, you'll know when to react. You'll know what to do. But right now, stay tuned to the show. Watch us every day. When this market turns, you're going to know we're going to be all over this thing and we're going to be firing up longs left, right, and center. But right now, consolidate. Let's watch big areas. Let's play safe. And you don't want to be the guy that capitulates at the bottom. Your bags get cleaned out and then bang, this thing gets sent higher up. So don't get into that position. Let's trade safe until the conditions are right for us to really start firing it up. See you later. Oh, we went with